What's going on, folks? Hope everybody's having a blessed, productive day. With that being said, let me get right to this. I found this video on TikTok that I'm about to share with you guys in regards to a prison removal. So I'm gonna do a breakdown on it and give you guys my input as how we used to do removals in prison or in county jail and the steps that one takes. I'm not sure who this video belonged to, but it has a watermark and I believe it's from Hector Bravo. I got it off another page, but whoever video it is, shout out to you, and I hope you guys don't take it disrespectful that I'm using your guys' content. All right, well, let's get right to it. As you guys can see in this video, there's people at yard, people walking around, there's people posted up in front of the buildings, people posted up in the benches. Now, if it was a norteño hit, this is more than likely what would have happened and what would have transpired from the knowledge and the insight that I used to deal with when I was either watching the removes go down or I had to do a remove myself. We're gonna pretend that this was a norteño hit, right? And so from the looks of it, that's what it looks like. When yard gets opened up, I say for example at 8:30, 9 o'clock, they open up yard. They call it over the overcom like, hey, yard, get ready for yard. All the homies and other group segments go out to yard. And so when you go out to yard, the first thing you gotta do, you gotta keep going in circles. You gotta keep pushing track until the yard gets cleared. But if you're one of the first ones that are coming out, you gotta go to your designated area, which you gotta post up in your designated area. You gotta protect the hood. We call it the hood, post up in the hood, because those are the areas that belong to us. Like for example, the basketball court, the handball court, the benches that we have for ourselves, the pull-up bars. We have to have people at all times there, especially when we are yard. The way the homies like to do this, right? They have a yard security, and the yard security, he gets in charge of giving people pretty much kind of like their work schedule, like saying for example, hey, you have to be here at the basketball court for an hour, and this is the replacement that's going to replace you. And they keep it going like that for every little stationary that we have. And then you have two groups patrolling the whole yard, walking at all times. And what these two other groups do, they get a head count of every group segment, getting a head count for blacks, head count for the sureños, head count for the others. So you got to count every single person that's at yard. You have to get a head count. You have to get the targets. You have to count how many COs there is. And then by the time you gather all this information, you go and then you tell that to your YS. The homies don't get to just go to yard and be like, oh, let's play and do whatever we want to do. No, the homies got to work. The homies got things to do. And yard doesn't open up until those two people that are walking side to side getting a head count. You don't open up yard until those people get a fully head count and go and tell the YS, the yard security, like, hey, look, check this out, homie. Like, there's 10 paisas, 20 sureños, 3 others, 5 COs. We have 2 targets out here at the yard. So, for example, if there's 2 targets at the yard, they're going to place a hit squad on each target just in case things blow off and there's a riot. That hit squad got to get in charge of going to go get that target. That target is a primary target that they want off the yard. They want to hurt them, and they want to make sure that they dismantle their organization. That's the way the homies think. All this is just the paramilitary gang that the homies play. Then you still have the group of 2 homies, which is two sets of 2 homies walking side by side, right? So they start one off right here in the front of the yard, one in the back of the yard, and then they spin the yard, right? And so they keep spinning it, getting head count. They keep watching people. And so they do that for about an hour. The homies that are patrolling the yard, those are the individuals that have eyes on who goes inside, who comes out, how many people are staying in, how many people are going out. And then the people that are posting up at the basketball court or whatever hood area that we have, they stay posted and they could not leave that area, because they got to make sure that they protect that area. That's just a little breakdown that I want to give you guys so you guys could understand what I'm talking about here. When you're about to get deemed from the homies and you did something that is going against the grain, or that you're going to get deemed no good, it's because you did a fraction. There's no getting back from it, right? Like, you messed up. Somehow, some way you did something that the homies didn't approve of. And for example, when this dude got removed here, the video that I'm showing you guys, he did something that got himself get removed or get whacked. No good, basura, just like the homies say it. When that happens, the homies have a designated area when you go to yard. Before you get removed, they give you a due process. The homies tell you, you're gonna be on freeze because you committed an offense, and they tell you the offense, you did this and that. They're gonna ask the side of the story, what happened? What did you do? Why did you do that? And they're gonna have you explain yourself. Oh, well, I did this because this reason, so on and so forth. They don't just whack you right away, right? You're gonna see it coming. unless you like there for snitching, you have bad paperwork already, and you're trying to slide through the cracks, they're not gonna give you a due process. You're not even gonna see it coming. But by then, you shouldn't even be going there because you already know that you did something wrong, and so why would you put yourself in that position? If you're good, you're in good standings, and then say you decide you fight the homie, you want to smoke, and or you're doing things going against the program, they're gonna label you as program failure. And people do get removed for those things. Say, for example, you got a program failure. They'll get at you and they'll tell you, hey, look, check this out, homie. You're going to get DP because you're not working out. You're going to get DP because you're sleeping. You're not rolling up your mattress. So you commit the same offense again. They're going to tell you again, hey, look, check this out, homie. Like, you're going to be on freeze. And this is the reason why you're on freeze. And they're going to give you the last chance. Do it again. Like, they're going to be in serious trouble. You on freeze on your due process. They're going to send you out to yard. They're gonna tell, all right, you're gonna go to yard. And so when you go to yard, you can't do anything. You don't know no household business. You can't work out. You can't do anything. All they're gonna do is they're gonna place you on a bench. They have a designated bench where every homie knows if you're on freeze, you're gonna get placed on that bench, and it's you're either gonna get whacked or you're gonna get cleared, right? And so when they place you in the bench, you got two SBs on you. You got two people pretty much watching you, make sure that you don't try to run off, to let you know like you're in trouble, bro. Like you can't do nothing, right? Say for example, I'm on freeze and I'm just in the bench, right, sitting down, and then I have two people next to me with bone crushers just in case, like say I want to take off running or tell the CEO, oh, help me. They're gonna automatically engage. They're gonna start stabbing you, getting off on you, whatever means necessary to get you off that yard. The people that are SBing you, they're not gonna be sitting down. They're gonna be standing up, just watching you. They're looking at you at all times. Just picture me just being your SB, just looking at you like that. Like not even playing with you, not even laughing, nothing. You can't even talk to me. You wanna say something like, hey, be quiet, bro. Can't talk to me. Like staring at you, like just waiting for the moment. And if the call comes, by then, they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna remove this dude. They're already getting the plan. They go around the house and checking, all right, does anybody have cleanup? If somebody has cleanup, then that person has to do the removal. But if there's nobody with cleanup, they're gonna go around the house, they're gonna send out a filter, and they're gonna be like, at this time the cops is asking for you guys' assistance for a volunteer to remove the trash out of our building. Say for example, I used to be dumb, be like, oh yeah, hey homie, I do it, bro, I got it for sure. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to be a hitter or you want to be a bomber? And so I'll be like, okay, I want to be a hitter. So hitter meaning like, oh, I want to do the pedazo, and then I want to boom, and then do my thing, and then try to get away. Usually what used to happen, the hitter used to get away. The bombers are the ones that are distracting the people. They're going to stay on them with no weapon. They get caught. They go to the shoe, get a little time added to them, but not that bad because they don't find a weapon. So if they don't find a weapon, they can't charge you with the puncture wounds, right? For this instinct, say I volunteer, then other two people volunteer. Now you get your little squad set up. It's the people that are gonna go get the person that got deemed. They set up this plan of attack. Usually your SBs are the ones that's gonna take you out. Those are the people that are gonna engage on you. In this video, it should have been 3 homies, right? But I don't think it was a homie that did this removal because it's kind of sloppy, but it's just something similar to it. So I'm kind of explaining it to you guys. The hitter comes, starts stabbing you. By the time he's done, he takes off. The 2 people that are SBing you, they start engaging on you. Boom, start beating you up. By then, the cops will see it, you know what I'm saying? The SEALs will come up running, they'll throw a tear gas, poof, explode, and then the other homie, they're not paying mind to him because he ran off, passes over the shank to another homie takes off and either goes inside the building or he either goes to the toilet at the yard, flushes it, no weapon. The 2 culprits that were SBing you, they're gonna get caught, they're gonna go to the hole, and then the victim, he's gonna go to the nurse, and then all 3 of them are gonna end up at the hole, and then it goes from there. So now let's react to the video. Okay, so in the video, as you guys see, there's people walking around, right? You see these people walking around. The person that's gonna get removed, he's sitting down with the 2 people that are assaulting him. From the looks of it, both of them have pedazos, meaning like they have a shank and they're stabbing them, right? So everything, they're acting like everything's normal, nothing's going on. He's just chilling with them, and that's what the homies like to do. They like to make you feel comfortable and make you feel like there's nothing gonna happen, like everything's all good. Like, I don't even trip, G, you know what I'm saying? When we go back inside the building, we're gonna make a spread, we're gonna make a burrito, we're gonna eat. But them knowing that they're gonna whack you in about 5 minutes, they're just waiting for the call, they're waiting for the green light. So for example, when they're about to whack you, the person that's gonna do the assault has to look at the YS, right? At the yard security. He's waiting for the signal, and they could either give you a little signal like, when I take my shirt off, that means for you to start taking off on them. Or if you see the homie running a lap, that means that's the signal. they're gonna set up a plan, right? And they're gonna tell you this is gonna be the signal. And for example, if I have a hat on, if I take it and I drop it, that means start stabbing them. And that's what happened. This dude was waiting for the call. Like if you see here, like he was just waiting, or they were asking him something. He was waiting for the call. He got the call, green light, boom, and they start taking off on him. Boom, 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 start taking off on him. It was kind of sloppy removal. It wasn't that long, but mind you, you could lose your life at any given moment, right? Like especially if you're getting weaponry, like if they hit you in the right spot, one little puncture wound that hits you in the right place, it's a wrap, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really bad. And so they start taking off on this dude, just kind of fall back, run away. Usually when he runs away, when the homies are removing him, the two people that are bombers are hitting him, they gotta chase him. They gotta chase him down till the COs come, mace him, or they do a live round ammunition, pow, and that's when it means you have to go down, right? Sadly, this dude had to get engaged upon. He did something. Whatever he did got him deemed no good. And this is the consequences. This is the repercussions. Like when you go to jail, you have to follow all directives given to you by other men and men that have nothing else to lose. Like you're gonna follow their protocol. You're gonna follow what they say, the set program that they got, that the elders led the way and paved the way for us. This is all the things that they used to tell us. You gotta wake up. You gotta follow rules. You can't smoke. You can't drink until bar lock. You can't do hard drugs at all. It's deemable offense. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta follow all these protocols. You gotta do your education. You gotta participate at your. You gotta participate posting up. You gotta participate with new arrivals. You gotta do all these things that one doesn't know from the naked eye, but when you're involved in this organization, they got a lot of rules, and it's just not the norteños, blacks, sureños, others, paisas, even paisas, they got protocol, bro. Like they got all these rules set in motion for people to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like people have to follow all these rules. You don't just go to prison and just do whatever you want to do. It doesn't work like that. If that's what you want, if that's your cup of tea, by all means pursue your career, do what's best for you. But just know that if you go to prison, you're gonna end up minding somebody else. You're gonna end up following another man's rules. Pretty much, plain and simple. Alright, but with that being said, folks, hope you guys like this little breakdown. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Drop a comment, drop a like, and thank you guys for all the support. See you guys.